All right, so in this video, this is just a short video to kind of go over the long essay question rubric. So the nuts and bolts of this rubric really aren't any different than how you would write the DBQ. So a lot of the points in the LEQ are going to be exactly the same as how you would get them on the DBQ. So the first point on the rubric is for your context. And just like you would do on the DBQ, you are going to kind of talk for a few sentences about the background of the topic. You've got to make sure that it is connected to the topic. Don't just broadly talk about the time period or broadly talk about that part of the world. You've got to make sure that you connect it to the topic. So I've seen lots of kids not get the point for context, even though they are talking about a time period or they're talking about a region, and they're absolutely right and it's well written, but it's got to be related to the topic of the prompt. It doesn't have to be much, and it doesn't have to be super specific, but it does have to kind of lead me up to the topic of the prompt. Remember, we want to kind of think about this as a previously on, like at the beginning of a TV show. So you want to tell me just enough so that I'm familiar with what it is you're going to be talking about. The next part is your thesis. And here you're just going to name all the claims you're going to make in your essay. These are all of the topic sentences of your body paragraphs. That's it. Just name body paragraphs. Just name the claims. If you want them to be exactly as you wrote them, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You're just going to name all the claims you're going to make in the essay. And these are just the topic sentences of your body paragraphs. That's it. Now, the rest of the points, so this is 1 point. This is 1 point. The rest of the points are in your body paragraphs. And just like in the DBQ, we're going to follow this acronym. So T stands for topic sentence. The only real difference between the rubric for the DBQ and the rubric for the LEQ is that the topic sentence needs to use a specific historical thinking skill. So your topic sentence has to be framed along one of those skills. So it could be similarity or difference. It could be cause or effect, or it could be continuity or change over time. It could be any one of those. I really recommend using these words in your topic sentence. The prompt is probably going to point you at one of these things. If it points you at one of those things, that's the direction you should go in. You don't have to, but why make it more difficult on yourself? If you do this at least 2 times, that equals 1 point. Now, when I say that you do it 2 times, that means it has to be correct, and it has to be relevant, and all of that stuff. But if you do it at least 2 times, you get 1 point. The next point is for evidence. These are specific named things that support the claim you just made. You're going to want to do this. You're going to want to name at least 3 pieces of evidence. That will give you 1 point. The A stands for analysis. This is where you discuss why the evidence supports the topic sentence. It's going to feel like it's obvious to you. Connect the dots. Hold the reader's hand. Walk the reader through your analysis. It might sound obvious in your head. Trust me, it's not. It's not as obvious as you think it is. Do this correctly 2 times to get 1 point. My recommendation is to write 2 to 3 body paragraphs. So the way that would break down is you would write 1 topic sentence, 1 to 2 pieces of evidence, one to 2 analyses. That's 1 body paragraph. I would do that again. So one topic sentence, 1 to 2 pieces of evidence, one to two analyses. That is body paragraph number 2. If you can do that, then you're probably good. It never hurts to write a third one if you've got it in you. You've got to be able to do this in roughly 40 to 45 minutes, which doesn't give you a whole lot of time to get fancy about this. 1 body paragraph, 2 body paragraphs. A third one is never going to be a bad thing if you feel like you can do it. And then at the end, in your conclusion, you'll simply restate the thesis if you have time. And that's it. That's all this is. So I'm going to stop there. We're going to practice doing these in class, but I wanted to go over how to write an LEQ before we actually start working with these in class. So until we actually start working with these in class, this is Mr. Nissen signing off.